following CannabisRadio.com program contains explicit language and content that can be considered graphic and offensive. This program is not suitable for all audiences, and the opinions expressed do not reflect those of CannabisRadio.com, its staff, management, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Look at this weed I have. So high I just got to laugh. How did our eyes get so red? Must have been the blunts we took to the head. And this is where I used to buy weed. It would have everything that I need. It had all the latest strains. Spend the day baking my brain. I swear I get so fucking high. Smoked a ton and never did I die. Criminal record for blazing doobies. And looking through your mom's window to see her boobies. I wonder if they still sell pot. And the daughter was kinda hot. I wonder if she's legal now. And if she would drink a roofie down. Oh God, I got tons of memories of getting baked. Even though some were lost in the haze, it's time to say it, I have to say it. I was so high, I got tons of memories of getting high. Spending most of my time on cloud nine, it's time to say it, I have to say it. I got so high. Oh man, I remember those days. I was pretty fucking high. It's kind of the point of the song, you know? I remember that one smoke session. It truly was a stoner Jesus blessing. The cops could smell it a mile away. I haven't run that hard since that day. We used to have to hide to smoke. Now we chill in the studio and toke. We said someday it will be legalized. Won't be worried about hiding the red in our eyes. Met Mary Jane when I was 16. Ever then she's been my queen. I've been hitting that every night. That bitch is out of sight. Oh Jesus, I got tons of memories of getting baked. Even though some of them were lost in the haze, it's time to say it, I have to say it. I was so high, lots of memories of getting high. Spending most of my time on cloud nine, it's time to say it, I have to say it. I got so high, I got so fucking high. It's pretty fucking high, yo.
Oh, this is kind of cool.
Stoner. You can put your weed in there.
Stoner Jesus. Oh, check this out.
Oh, yeah. That's beautiful. A lot of people don't realize this, but you can put your weed in there.
This is the Stoner Jesus Show on CannabisRadio.com.
It's my Greg, you're a poontang, if I can use a medical term.
Man, oh man.
You're gay. There's no facts in the church.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap. Don't try to debate me on something. Motherfucker, I can't do many things well, but words are my shit. Yeah, motherfucker. Fucking headphone problems, bitch. Damn it. There we go. Better, at least for now. Stoner Jesus Show, Chapter 3, Verse 30. I am your host, Stoner Jesus. We're live on Twitter and Periscope at Stoner Jesus 420. We're also on Twitch and on Facebook. Find us in many places. Live, video streams, video on demand, and whatnot. Audio podcasts, of course, stonerjesus.net. All things on the show, all information, sponsor banners, past audio episodes, links to whatever you want to know or need to find about the Stoner Jesus Show. stonerjesus.net. Seek and ye shall find, as I am fond of saying. A lot of stuff going on tonight. If you're on Facebook, search Disciples of Stoner Jesus. Join our group for the show. If you want to email the show, stonerjesus420@gmail.com. I am monitoring the Periscope and the Twitch chat rooms. Also on Twitter. If you want to add me at stonerjesus420, you can do so. And I'll try to remember to shout you out in the air and read it and whatever. Try. Do my best. Yo. A lot of stuff going on tonight. As I said, we're talking about safe sex in New York City in the midst of COVID-19. Also, I did a Black Lives Matter poll earlier on Twitter. Cops, the TV show, has met an ignominious fate, if I may use a large word, which I am want to do from time to time. Volume's all fucked up. It's fucked up. Kill that music. Damn it. Sounds like shit. Hold on. Let me try this. Try that. Come on. Killing me. Killing me, homie. Can't have audio problems. There we go. I sound good. I sound like a boss. Fucking A. Other shit we got going on tonight. The Resurrection. It's a new segment which will resurrect a celebrity career. I'm going to use my power and my influence to bring visibility to someone who's no longer really a celebrity, but should be because of their inherent dopeness or whatever. Still working out all the taglines and whatever for this segment. Because as I said, it is new. The Resurrection, Celebrity Resurrection. I really haven't followed. I haven't done settled on a name yet. And then I have to contact George at CannabisRadio.com, get him to make me a little intro like the one for the show and the one we got from other segments. It's a whole big thing. Also, a lot of talk in the news about defunding the cops, reducing reliance on police for many obvious reasons we talked about last week, besides the fact that they were killing people. They kill a lot of people. A lot of things that go on, a lot of crimes they just don't respond to. Someone's getting looted or, whatever's going on. You see videos on all the time and you wonder, where are the police? What are they doing? The fact is, if they come at all, it's way after the fact of whatever the fuck's happening. So you're saying to yourself, what do we do without police? Well, for those of you who've never heard of Detroit Threat Management and Dale Brown, we'll talk about that in the last segment. It's something I've known about for a few years. I've talked about it on the show before, but not in a long time. And now seems a pretty apropos time, if you will, for a discussion about that. All of that is coming up. I do want to say that OnlyFans, I've been talking about OnlyFans for a while, onlyfans.com/stonerjesus, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that. So I made a change today. It's been brought to my attention that any kind of nudity on OnlyFans has to be behind a paywall. If you're found out, if you're discovered with your bootleg contraband nudity on a free site, because you can follow me for free at onlyfans.com/stonerjesus, and then you get in trouble. I.e., you get thrown off OnlyFans, whatever. So I want to do that. I want to try to give the platform a chance, see what I can do with it. I had 4 Let's Watch Some Porn with Stoner Jesus episodes up, little short porn reviews. As I said, I posted on today what I'm going to do, basically for free, and you can follow me for free on OnlyFans, and then I'll post old interviews, old segments from this show, video clips, whatever, just anything that doesn't contain nudity from this show. I'm going to start posting on there so you can check it out for free. Maybe stuff you've missed. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe you're bored. You got 7 minutes and 48 seconds to kill for you can watch a segment or a 15-minute interview or something and you're high as fuck. Then that's what that'll be for. Now, the lowest you can charge in OnlyFans per post is $3. I would charge much less. I would charge, I thought 42 cents would have been funny. $4.20 might also be kind of humorous, but I think people would find $3, although less humorous, more affordable. In any case, anything that has to do with nudity, any of the topless interviews that I'm planning, any porn reviews, long-form porn reviews, for example, that I use in the post today, was like if I watched Debbie Does Dallas, which is a long movie with commentary, full nudity, all that stuff, maybe we're drinking, we're smoking, we're having fun, we're checking it out, whatever. That would be $3 a post. Topless interviews would be $3 unless something, crazy happens during the interview that would cause me to charge more money for it. So all of those things would have to be behind a paywall, any kind of nudity. And if I continue to do Let's Watch Some Porn with Stoner Jesus, because I have some other things, some like blooper videos and stuff that I want to review. If they're short, what I'm going to do with the first 4 episodes, I'm going to put them all together in one video and put that behind a paywall if anybody wants to check it out. Just to make it long and worth their while and have a lot of content if I'm going to actually be paying money for it. And, as I said at the end of the post today on onlyfans.com/stonerjesus, have no fear that your money is going to a worthy cause, and that's buying weed. So, there you go. It's as good as it gets. It's the best I can muster at this point. This first story from HuffPost.com. A lot of things have happened because of the COVID-19. And, the government is your friend. They're just trying to help you. New York City is trying to help you with sex, which is very important. NYC's coronavirus sex advice suggests getting kinky, quote unquote, by doing it on either side of a wall. New York City's health department is asking residents to be creative and updated recommendations about safe sex during the COVID-19 panic. Make it a little kinky, one suggestion begins. Be creative with sexual positions and physical barriers like walls that allow sexual contact while preventing close face-to-face contact. Now, as HuffPost points out, if you're going to not have face-to-face contact, but still have sexual contact on either side of a wall, that is a glory hole. I mean, I'm not judging. If you want a glory hole, fucking do that. Whatever. But that's, they could have shortened all that up. They'd be like, yo, you know what a glory hole is? Do that. Don't have to be a wall. Maybe a sheet. Maybe a plastic tarp that you put down when you paint. I don't know. Believe it or not, I'm not a glory hole expert. I know the basics, which is a barrier with a hole in it. You stick a dick through. Other than that, just fucking go nut. Be creative. Look, I'm not your nanny. I'm not your glory hole nanny. Okay? Although one could argue, the article continues, that the wording of this recommendation is a bit confusing. Many people assume that it means glory hole, because it does. And I guess, it's a government agency. The New York City Health Department just doesn't want to come out and say, look, make some fucking glory holes. We got a pandemic on here. And by the way, HuffPost does this a lot with the story, which is not actually really a story. It's kind of a thing, followed by a bunch of tweets from people telling you what they think of said story with various GIFs and whatnot with a little bit of text thrown in. Is that really a news story? Or is this a tweet collection? Or tweet curators at HuffPost? Anyway, wearing a face covering or mask, another suggestion reads, maybe it's your thing, maybe it's not. But during COVID-19, wearing a face covering that covers your nose and mouth is a good way to add a layer of protection during sex. Heavy breathing and panting can spread the virus further. If you or your partner have COVID-19 and don't know it, a mask can help stop that spread. So bang with a mask on. But that's not the end. Oh no! The advisory caters to all kinds of sexual appetites. For those who enjoy hooking up with people they meet online, city health officials suggest keeping things virtual. Video dates, sexting, subscription-based fan platforms like OnlyFans, sexy Zoom parties, or chat rooms may be options for you, the guidelines advise. And if you enjoy having sex with multiple people at once, New York City wants to remind you that large gatherings of any type are not safe during COVID-19. But if you decide to find a crowd, the advisory does offer guidance, which is good. Orgy guidance amidst the COVID-19 pandemic from the New York City Health Department. Limit the size of your guest list. Keep it intimate. Intimate orgies. What would that be? I don't know. 8? 10? I don't know. I'm not an orgy expert either. I'm not a glory hole expert. I'm not an orgy expert. I'm really ill-equipped for this segment. I suggest while urging people to pick larger, more open, and well-ventilated spaces for any group sex. Make sure you have plenty of ventilation. There's some big fans. Some of those big circular fans. You know, the ones that swing back and forth. Those big industrial fans they used to have in the laundromats. They still have laundromats? I guess they do. I've seen some. Anyway, it also suggests participants bring an alcohol-based hand sanitizer to the orgy. Can hand sanitizer be used for lube? I don't know. God, I'm very ill prepared for all of this. I have no answers to any of these questions. I'm sorry. I know for those of you who look to me, you say, hey, Stoner Jesus, I need answers to all these questions. I have none for you. I'm sorry. I wish I was more of a help. Can hand sanitizer be used as lube? I would lean towards no. I don't think you want that. Obviously, any kind of open cuts or anything is just going to be, oh man. Of course, I guess if you have cuts on your dick or your pussy, you got bigger problems than hand sanitizer. It is what it is. Health officials also encourage New Yorkers to master the art of masturbation by stressing that solo sex will not spread COVID-19. Quote, especially if you wash your hands and any sex toys with soap and water for at least 20 seconds before and after sex. So if you're going to fuck yourself with a dildo, make sure it's washed. You should wash your hands. All of that. Experts would also like city residents to stop rimming for the time being because the virus has been found in the semen and feces of people with COVID-19. No rimming, glory holes, virtual parties, limit the orgies. For God's sake, limit the size of the orgies. All of that is very good advice. Thank you, HuffPost. And we'll stop at the admonishment for rimming. The advisement against rimming. Now, of course, there's been a lot of unrest, as we talked about last episode. The deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, many others, police brutality, protests, massive protests nationwide, various episodes of rioting and looting and very ugly, despicable acts that have gone viral. It's it runs the gamut, really, of everything. And I want to show some solidarity with my African American brethren, which apparently, judging by the amount of votes I got on this poll, there's not a lot of them following me on Twitter. In any case, I had an idea. So how can I show solidarity with the African American community in this tough time? Well, the perfect way, of course, would be to go to a Black Lives Matter rally wearing a t-shirt that says, I love black pussy. I do. I'm a fan of black pussy. Does that make me not a racist automatically? I don't know. Are there racists who love black pussy? I have no idea. So I made a poll for my African American followers who came out in droves to vote on my poll. I asked this question. If I were to wear a I love black pussy shirt to a Black Lives Matter rally, I would be A, embraced as an ally, B, laughed at, C, beat up, or D, made king of all blacks. Drum roll, please. Here are the results. Well, there's still a day left, but I've been retweeting it, and as I said, yeah, the hordes of voters that swarmed my page. If I were to wear a I Love Black Pussy shirt to a Black Lives Matter rally, I would be 12% said embraced as an ally, 20% said I would be made king of all blacks, 32% said I'd be laughed at, which was winning during most of the day, but the winner so far at 36%, people who believe that I would be beat up. So there you have it, the results. I'm more likely to be either laughed at or beat up, which makes me hesitate. I'll be honest. Makes me hesitate on the whole idea. In any case. And there you go. There's still a day left. You're watching this live to go vote on that Twitter. Very important vote. Continuing with the civil unrest and the problems, plural, with police officers, Cops got canceled. Yeah, that's right, Cops. You know the TV show Cops? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Cops, it's gone, bitch. How that helps the situation, I don't know. All I can say is I hope it does. Tiny Rick, bitch. Tiny Rick, by the way, the best of all the Ricks. I know a lot of people say Pickle Rick. No. Tiny Rick is the best Rick. In any case, he says you should have been in option 5, that I would be a fucking god. I don't know. I don't think I would be. I think if the poll is right, I would either be beat up or laughed at, or they would laugh at me while they were beating me up. But I don't see why. What's wrong with saying you love black pussy? I don't know. It's great. Yeah, also Live PD taking a hit. They say in this video Live PD will be back. I guess we'll see. But here is the story on the demise of Cops.
Is this now the end of police-based reality shows? Because Cops, one of the longest-running TV shows, has been canceled in the wake of George Floyd's death.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for you, bad boys?
Cops became a ratings hit and cultural phenomenon in the late 80s and 90s. E.T. was invited behind the scenes.
Let me see you up.
Part of the concept of the show is to show that we're human beings also and that we have problems like everyone else.
Give me your ID. No punk. I got plenty of chances to tase you.
Its 33rd season was set to premiere next Monday, but the Paramount Network now tells E.T. that's not happening, and we don't have any current or future plans for it to return.
White people, yellow people, brown people, if everybody's getting arrested, you can have Cops. It just feels like it's a whole bunch of black people all the time.
The knock. I don't know about that. First of all, I think Cops will probably be back. I mean, at some point they bring everything back, don't they? If it was 20 years from now, they say, the coast is clear now. We're bringing back Cops, so we need some cheap programming that people want to see. Because these shows are very popular. As they point out later, Live PD is one of the most popular shows on cable. So, but I would be interested to see over the 32, 33 seasons, whatever it is of Cops, what percentage of suspects and people who got airtime were white, black, Hispanic, whatever. Because Whoopi seems to think there's a lot of black people. But I remember at least the early days of Cops, and I haven't watched if I had to guess, I've watched maybe 5% of total episodes of Cops. But an early staple of Cops was the shirtless white guy, the beer belly, who just hit his wife in the trailer park. There's a lot of those. There's a lot of toothless white guys saying, I know, I hit her, that bitch wouldn't shut the fuck up. She just kept nagging me. I was like, bitch! There's a lot of those episodes. Again, I don't know what the percentages work out. I haven't analyzed the data. But there's definitely a lot of white trailer park suspects in Cops. I don't know if that continued. There's no doubt there's a lot of black people in Cops, yes. A lot of black people get arrested. Statistically, there's no doubt about that. However you feel about that, that'd be reflected in Cops. And they say later in this video that they, Cops are shown as the heroes or whatever, and it's from their perspective. But it would be. I mean, Brian Settler says something like, we only see the Cops' perspective. Well, what are the Cops producers supposed to do? Like, go to the house before the cops get there and say, look, I know you're having domestic quarrel here with your woman. You just backhanded her through a fucking wall. But could you put on this little camera and this little microphone and sign this waiver so we can put you on TV? It's kind of dumb.
Against Cops, that it was always portraying the police as the heroes when camera crews are embedded with police officers. It sometimes affects how the police officers behave. That's been a critique for many years, and I think the network is belatedly acknowledging that critique. Now that Cops has been canceled, the show...
No, what's the alternative? They have equal time with a show called Not Cops. Tonight on Not Cops, Cletus punches his wife in the face. And the cops come. But it's all from Cletus's perspective. Why he had hit that bitch. Why she wouldn't shut up. Why was dinner burnt? I don't fucking know. I want to see Cletus's perspective of why he put his wife to the drywall of their trailer.
The Live PD is also coming under scrutiny.
Live PD premiered in 2016 and is now the #1 series on cable in its time slot. A&E pulled episodes in the wake of George Floyd's death, and now a source close to the show tells ET Live PD will not air this weekend while network execs determine next steps and when it will return.
This is real life stuff. This is serious stuff.
Host Dan Abrams tweeted, "To all of you asking whether Live PD is coming back, The answer is yes. We are still discussing some specifics, but we are not abandoning you.
It gets a little bit hairy because we still have to behave responsibly.
But now the show is under fire after it was involved in a fatal incident last year.
Before we get into that, by the way, not for nothing, but I would think that overall more cameras, more transparency for police, more ways to see them and find them overstepping their bounds would be good. I think you get rid of cops, you get rid of live PD, a lot of that goes away. Because, you know, when a lot of shit goes down, oh, well, oh, my body cam was off. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I blew away this guy and this dog, but my body camera was off. Oh, if the camera was on and we recorded everything, we'd have evidence of what I did, and I was within my, I didn't do anything wrong, but oh, we don't, because it was off. Oh. It seems like you want cameras. And you want people watching the cameras. I don't know. Like live PD, at least, from what I understand, they're live. Are they not? That's the point? Like cops is edited and pre-recorded, pre-packaged, and all that shit. But live PD, they're just going to different feeds as they're on the air, and that's the way they do it. Maybe I'm wrong about that, I don't know. But it just seems like you want cameras. Why wouldn't the cops want cameras on them? We should want cameras on the cops. More cameras on the cops. That seems like it would help a lot of this. Because nobody would know what happened no one would have known what happened to George Floyd if not for the camera. Breonna Taylor, we know what happened because she's dead. And the whole thing was a clusterfuck from beginning to end. And there, like I said, there's so many cases of that. We used to do a Fuck the Police segment on here where we just talked about police brutality, and it just got to be too much. It's too much. You give a group of people monopoly use on force with almost zero consequences. At least up to this point. Almost zero consequences for use of that force. Carte blanche almost. Complete anonymity. Complete autonomy to use whatever force is needed to. Are they going to overstep their bounds? Oh, you fucking bet they are. Early and often.
Warning, it's disturbing. Javier Ambler was pursued by Texas deputies for failure to dim his headlights. He avoided...
Failure to dim his headlights. That's another problem. That's another big fucking problem, is that everything in this country is you're breaking the law. Everything in this country is a fucking law violation. Whether it's drugs, prostitution, gambling, things that don't infringe on the rights of anyone else, not dimming your fucking headlights. You know how many times I've seen a cop be a dick to somebody and fucking drag them out of the car because they don't have an ID on them? Shit that's not infringing the rights of anyone, cops can be total assholes about. So that adds fuel to the fire. Hey, here's all this power. Do whatever you want with it. Here's a bunch of fucking laws that aren't really, the people are breaking that aren't really, shouldn't be laws. You can enforce and use them as an excuse to fucking search their car or kick in their door or whatever. Fucking have at it, bro. And then they're kneeling on somebody's neck for 9 minutes. We're like, oh, what happened? I don't understand. Well, I understand.
Sheriffs until he crashed his car. He was tased and held down as he pled for mercy.
Put your hands behind your back. Do what you're asking you to roll over.
The unarmed 40-year-old father who told officers he had a heart condition was tased a total of 4 times.
Do it now. Roll over.
He didn't recover. No authorities were charged. Live PD did not air or release their footage. It was only after a recent outcry that police released one officer's body cam video on Monday. A&E tells ET neither it nor the producers of Live PD were asked for the footage, and as is our practice when investigations conclude, we no longer retain unaired footage. The DA has opened a new investigation of the sheriffs.
One of the critiques of Live PD is that it oversimplifies the story and only shows you the police officer's point of view. But, at the same time, it shows how dangerous the profession sometimes is. So that's the balancing act that I think a network has to be making right now.
These shows can't be improved. There's no other side to this argument. It is irresponsible at any moment, but especially at this moment in American history, to keep it on the air and continue to foment the type of anger and pain and trauma that so many Americans are feeling right now.
There we go. Cops being on TV is fomenting anger. Again, I don't think taking the cameras off of the cops and their actions is going to help the situation. But, you know, what do I know? Just a guy with a podcast and a video show. Stoner Jesus Show, Chapter 3, Verse 30. We're doing it live June 11th, 2020. We're live on Periscope and Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook as well. Checking the old Twitter, Daniel Godfrey, liking the tweeting out the show. Of course, monitoring Periscope and Twitch. Coming up, we have a new segment. We have an intro for it. Really don't have a solid name for it. It's either the Resurrection or Celebrity Resurrection or something along those lines. We'll resurrect the dead career, as Jesus is wont to do, of a celebrity. Celebrity's not dead in the sense that they no longer breathe. They're dead in the sense that their career is dead. Used to be household names. Used to be big people. But now, they're nobody. And I'm using my power and influence and visibility to raise their career from the dead. Eventually I'll have music for it and it'll be a whole fucking thing. I might have flames in the background. I don't know. Some pyrotechnics. We can fit some fucking pyrotechnics in here. Wow, killing me? That would be ideal. Anyway, all that is coming up. Also in the last segment, we'll talk about Detroit threat management. Alternative to the violence of policing. Obviously, with the defund the police movement and all that going on, people wonder, well, what if we didn't have police? Well, there are alternatives. Detroit threat management, and Dale Brown is one of them. He was on a show for the Freedom and Economic Education or something. Whatever, I forget the name of the people doing the video. In any case, all of that is coming up. Stoner Jesus Show, of course, stonerjesus.net for all information on the show, links, past audio episodes, all of that good shit. We'll be back, Dig Nuggets. Stay tuned.
The Stoner Jesus Show on CannabisRadio.com.
The Stoner Jesus Show is brought to you in part by Hemptations.com and PlanetEverywhere.com. They got a lot of awesome stuff for you to check out. But don't just take my word for it. Let Beach, the owner of Hemptations, tell you all about it.
It's a very large selection of hemp goods, everything from reusable coffee filters to frisbees, bandanas, everything Planet Everywhere on the site is made in Cincinnati, Ohio, made locally. We also have other retail products from our cosmetics, Earthly Body product, bags on the retail site. Again, anybody local in Cincinnati can go to Hemptations.com and get the info on the stores. Planet Everywhere is .com is our retail site. You can hit me up on Hemptation Beach or like my Facebook page, Hemptations or Hemptations 2. I'm on Twitter, Google, I'm on the internet everywhere, just like everyone. We love to hear from people all over the world, positive things about industrial hemp. That's what I do. That's what we do. Largest selection of industrial hemp on the planet in the stores. And I'd like to grow that inventory to be able to say that I haven't actually checked out all the other hemp retail spots to see if we have the largest amount on our Planet Everywhere. But it's a fair selection.
And as Beach always says,
having Hemptations.
Ignite the conversation on some trending topics along the Cannabis Radio social media network. Join our crew of thousands on our Cannabis Radio page on Facebook or at Canna Radio, CANNA Radio on Twitter. Plus, look for our Facebook and Google Plus pages for all of our original programs and connect with Dr. Dina, Kyle Cushman, Dr. Mitch Earlywine, Nurse Heather, Doc Rob, the hosts of Ganjapreneur, and more. Connect with the growing Cannabis Radio social crusade at Canna Radio on Twitter or search for Cannabis Radio on Facebook, Google Plus, and Instagram and grow with us.
Learning the benefits of proper nutrition, supplementation, and personal development to live a healthy and abundant life. Awaken, adjust, and aspire. High on Healthy. Mondays on demand. Only on CannabisRadio.com. Now available for pre-order through crowdfunding for just $14 plus $10 shipping. Pouches, premium mixing and rolling pouches, allow you to carry and prepare your herbs for consumption with discretion and ease. These stylish pouches are handcrafted using strong zips, long-wearing buffalo leather outside, and smooth sheepskin inside. A portion of proceeds go to fund vital medical research into cannabis for ADHD. See a demo and get yours now on Indiegogo or Pouches.com. That's POUCHZ.com.
Cannabis Confidential with Dr. Dina. Candid.
I want to give you the inside story.
Captivating.
I want to introduce you to my kind and amazingly talented friends.
Compelling.
We get to meet some of the most amazing cannabis activists and warriors around.
Listen in as medical marijuana pioneer Dr. Dina shares never-before-heard stories, chats with cannabis insiders and celebrity friends, and provides invaluable perspective and insight into one of the fastest-growing industries in the world.
I want to share with you what was once confidential information. Let's expose the truth, discuss the issues, and learn the facts.
Cannabis Confidential, only on CannabisRadio.com.
Pierre Savon speaks to patients, advocates, and professionals to keep you informed on all the latest trends and advancements in the medical cannabis industry on Alternative Talk, presented by AlternativeVibes.com. Tuesdays on demand, only on CannabisRadio.com.
Oh, hey, Jesus. Hey, Jesus, what's up?
Hey.
Man, you smell like liquor. Holy crap.
Hey, Peter.
What have you been drinking?
I was drinking some stuff, man. It's good.
Man, you were drunk as fuck, yo.
Don't you worry about it, man.
Where are we going?
Bitch. We're going to the studios, man.
All right, man. Calm down.
You're my designated driver bitch, man.
Hey, man, that's unnecessary.
You're designated.
That's unnecessary at all, man. Maybe.
As my
bitch. I can't pick you up and stuff, man.
This car's old, man. How
Oh, come on, man.
How old is this car? Fucking.
Man, you were wasted, dude.
This shit's older than me, yo.
What the hell were you drinking?
I was drinking some whiskey. Don't fucking worry about it,
Wow,
designated
man,
bitch.
Wow. You
Wow.
need to calm down, Jesus.
Nothing, motherfucker.
Here, let me, I got a joint here, man. I got a joint.
For real?
Fire it up. Maybe you'll calm down a little bit, man. Jesus. Calm down,
man.
Jesus.
Fire the shits up,
You're all
Holmes.
angry and stuff. Hold on. I heard this.
Just fire the shits up, bitch.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah. That's right. Let me tell you something, motherfucker.
Jesus.
Okay.
Here, check this out, Jesus.
Thanks, man. Ooh.
Get some of that. You calm down a little bit.
Oh, man, that's good. You know what, Peter? I'm really hard on you. I'm sorry, man. You're an okay.
All right, man. You
dude.
gotta pass that shit back.
Oh, yeah, here you go, man.
All right, thanks, man. All right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Peter. I really get on you a lot about stuff.
Oh my God!
And sometimes
Oh my God! I dropped it.
think that I'm just.
Oh my God!
I'm
oh Jesus! I dropped it! I dropped the joint, Jesus! Is that what?
You know,
oh, my lap is on fire! Oh my God!
To be mean,
oh my
Peter,
God,
just
Jesus!
Sometimes
Oh, here, take the wheel! Jesus, take the
my
wheel!
life. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus, take the wheel!
I don't mean to take it out
Jesus!
on
Jesus,
on
you pay attention to
you.
me! Oh my God! Oh, it's burning! Oh, it's burning! Oh God! Oh God! Oh my Jesus! Why didn't you take the wheel, Jesus? Oh my God!
I feel like I need to lash out at people.
I'm gonna pull over.
Why are we stopping,
I found it,
man?
Jesus. Oh my God!
What's going on?
What the hell happened back here, man? You were no help at all.
What's happening?
Jesus, are you paying attention to me?
What?
I almost crashed. Weren't you paying attention?
What? You crashed?
Oh my God!
Nah, man.
Oh my God, Jesus! We almost just died.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
What?
Oh my God!
Man.
Oh.
Are we there yet?
The following CannabisRadio.com program contains explicit language and content that can be considered graphic and offensive. This program is not suitable for all audiences, and the opinions expressed do not reflect those of CannabisRadio.com, its staff, management, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah. Stoner Jesus Show, Chapter 3, Verse 30. It is June 11th, 2020. Live on Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, and Facebook with the video stream, audio shows, social media links. All information on this show can be found at SammyWillsJesus.net if you want to go check that shit out, and I know you do because it is awesome. It's your mother's favorite website. She was telling me just last night how much she loves StonerJesus.net. And I was like, bitch, you got more work to do. You tell me how much you like the website after. And by more work, and she was sucking my dick. That's right. Your mom. Sucking my dick. Get it? That's right. It's the highbrow shit you can expect here on the Stoner Jesus Show. I'm trying to tell at least 4 or 5 jokes a night about fucking your mom. If I can. If I can squeeze them in like I did with your mom last night. See? That's what I'm talking about. In any case. That's not what this segment's about. This is not it. This is not the I fucked your mom last night segment. It's a brand new segment on the show. Again, I don't have an intro for it. I got to work on that. I got to contact George at CannabisRadio.com. He give me a little intro going. Because I think it's going to be a popular segment. I think it's going to be a regular thing that we do. I also haven't settled on a name. Either the Resurrection or Celebrity Resurrection. Tonight we're going with the Resurrection. What is it? Well, in a nutshell, I use my power and influence and visibility and my ability as Jesus to raise things from the dead, to raise a celebrity career from the dead. I will resurrect a celebrity here on the show, and tomorrow when you wake up, they will again be famous and be a household name the way they were a long time ago. Now, Tiny Rick in the chat room guessed Bud Bundy, who is David Faustino from Married with Children, played Bud Bundy on Married with Children. As I said in the chat room Periscope, that is close. That's close. It's not Bud Bundy. Instead, the very first subject and very first celebrity resurrection attempt is going to be Dustin Diamond, a.k.a. Screech. That's right. I'm going to resurrect Screech tonight. Tomorrow you'll wake up, he'll be trending. He'll be big. He'll be the next fucking Harry Potter movie. He'll be the next Bond. He'll be the next James Bond. Dustin Diamond, because of... That's annoying me. Dustin Diamond, because of this segment right here tonight, he will become the next James Bond, or get another similarly high-profile job. Of course, you know Dustin Diamond. He's had a pretty wild ride since Saved by the Bell. Here's a little video about what the fuck ever happened to Screech. So check that shit out. Poor Screech.
Dustin Diamond, also known as Samuel Screech Powers from the TV show called Saved by the Bell, which was named one of the 20 best school shows of all time, began acting when he was really young.
What? Oh, hold up. There was a list of the 20 best school shows of all time. First of all, who made this list? What was the criteria? And how many school shows have there been? How could Saved by the Bell not make the top 20 of a list specifically focused on school or on shows that took place in schools? What are the other ones? Beverly Hills 90210, Saved by the Bell. What was that one? Head of the Class. That's the only three I can think of. They were specifically focused on schools. There's been plenty of shows that have schools in them, and kids go to school or whatever. But I guess they're talking about shows that they're centered around going to school. I don't know. 22 seconds in this video, it's already been derailed. It's already derailed the segment. Back to the resurrection of Dustin Diamond.
When Dustin played Screech, many people thought that his character was born from the Saved by the Bell show. But Screech was in fact first seen on the show called Good Morning Miss Bliss. It aired on Disney from 1988 to 1989 and remade into Saved by the Bell, which aired on NBC. He played...
Wow, I did not know that. I just thought that was the first season of Saved by the Bell and they retooled it. But it was called Good Morning Miss Bliss? Wow, I'm learning all kinds of shit.
Screech in the remake from 1989 to 1993. He also brought Screech into a TV movie called Saved by the Bell Hawaiian Style in 1992, which aired in conjunction with the series. And not too long after...
By the way, not for nothing, the fucking broads on Saved by the Bell were hot as hell. And Saved by the Bell was like right when I hit puberty, so you can, you know what I'm saying. Little, that's what I'm talking about.
After Saved by the Bell ended, he starred in another one of Saved by the Bell series called Saved by the Bell: The College Years from 1993 to 1994.
In other words, his career was really Saved by the Bell.
Now, even though the show was canceled after one season, Dustin was able to return to play Screech in Saved by the Bell: The New Class, where he was Principal Belding's assistant from 1994 to 2000. But before he continued on in...
What? What? Saved by the Bell: The New Class? He was on there for 6 years? What? What? Man, I don't know if I can help Dustin Diamond. I didn't know enough about Saved by the Bell. I know he was on Saved by the Bell for 12 fucking years.
The New Class show, he did another movie with the original cast of Saved by the Bell called Saved by the Bell: Wedding in Las Vegas, where Zach and Kelly, two of the main cast members, were getting married. Dustin was born in California.
Maybe I'm looking at this all wrong. Maybe we need to do more Saved by the Bell movies. Like Saved by the Bell gets COVID-19. Saved by the Bell, maybe Mario Lopez gets killed by the cops. Or, oh, no. Lisa's the black one. She would get killed by the cops. I'm not saying that I condone that. I'm saying that's what would happen in the movie to make it more realistic and to bring awareness to the plight of African Americans. Maybe Dustin Diamond would get wounded. Screech would get wounded trying to save Lisa. He tries to intervene. He's big burly cop. The cop's like, "Fuck you, Screech. Tase." I don't know. It could be double feature. They get coronavirus. A couple of them die from that. And then the police brutality Saved by the Bell movie. Now, I think that's going to be the key. I think really we got to keep Dustin Diamond in the Saved by the Bell franchise. That's really where his wheelhouse is.
And went to Zion Lutheran School. He has a black belt in karate and ranked number 16 in VH1's list of the 100 greatest kid stars.
Apparently he also has a sex tape and he has a big old dick. So, black belt, big old dick. I don't know where things went wrong.
And when Dustin was younger, he was a live mannequin for a store. So whatever happened to Screech from Saved by the Bell? Well, right after Saved by the Bell was over, in 1993, Dustin began doing stand-up comedy and is still doing it as of today, touring on and off. He had also had a bunch of cameo appearances in many movies like Made, starring Vince Vaughn in 2001, Big Fat Liar, starring Amanda Bynes in 2002, and Dickie Roberts, former child star, starring David Spade in 2003.
I vaguely remember Dickie Roberts. I don't remember any of those other movies.
And in 2004, his girlfriend at the time, Jennifer, suffered a miscarriage due to an ectopic pregnancy. The baby would have been Dustin's first child. Because of the miscarriage, they decided to create the Dustin Diamond Foundation, which supports organizations that specialize in childcare. And in 2006, Dustin released his own sex tape called Screeched Saved by the Smell. Everybody was skeptical if that was...
That's a horrible name.
...actually Dustin the sex tape. And on the Oprah Winfrey Network show called Where Are They Now?, he admitted that was indeed not him in the sex tape, but a stunt double that played him.
Oh.
And in 2007, he was on the 5th season of Celebrity Fit Club, and while on the show, he found himself in a lot of controversy with many of his colleagues. He even threatened to fight the host of the show, Ant, and even Sergeant Harvey Walden, the show's trainer. He created a lot of tension for the show and his castmates. He was also a contestant on Hulk Hogan's Celebrity Championship Wrestling show in 2008, and was eliminated in Week 8.
So many shows I had no idea existed. Now I gotta watch all these. Hulk Hogan's Celebrity Championship Wrestling? What the fuck?
And in 2009, Dustin became an author of a book titled Behind the Bell. The book told stories about the cast and crew from his standpoint, and the cast did not appreciate his take on their lives being on the show. His castmates all discredited what Dustin said and was really critical of the book.
Yeah, that might throw a wrench in the works of him coming back to the Saved by the Bell franchise, is the fact that everybody else that's involved with the franchise hates his guts.
But when Dustin appeared on the Oprah show, Where Are They Now?, he disclosed that the book was actually written by a ghostwriter that took everything he said in an interview and
Jesus, what the fuck did this guy do after Saved by the Bell? He's not in the sex tape. He didn't write his own fucking book. He's just been twiddling his fucking thumbs? Doing some shitty stand-up comedy? Telling screech jokes?
And wrote a book on it. Dustin continued to tell the OWN network show that most of the stuff in the book was fictional. In the end, he eventually issued a public apology to his old castmates. During this time, the cast of Saved by the Bell was invited to participate in 2 very big events, and Dustin was not invited. The first event was in 2009, where People magazine was doing a cover story on Saved by the Bell's 20th anniversary of the debut of the show on NBC. And the second big event was a skit on Late Night with Jimmy Fallon in 2015. However, he did later say that he actually didn't want to be part of the reunions. He was also part of a band called Salty the Pocket Knife, where he wrote most of their music. Unfortunately, they're no longer together.
What was the name of that? Hold on. Let me back up a little bit.
Actually, he didn't want to be part of the reunions. He was also part of a band called Salty the Pocket Knife.
Salty the Pocket Knife.
Where he wrote...
Well, he's not big on names.
Wrote most of their music. Unfortunately, they're no longer together and split up after...
Unfortunately. It's broad. Unfortunately, they're not still together. Is it unfortunate?
But they recorded their first album. He also married his girlfriend, Jennifer Meisner, in 2009, but they reportedly split up. In 2013, Justin joined the 12th season of Celebrity Big Brother, where he was the 4th housemate to be evicted. In 2014, Dustin was arrested in Wisconsin in connection with a bar fight involving a concealed weapon and a stabbing.
In other words, it's been a rough road since Saved by the Bell.
He was convicted of carrying a concealed weapon and disorderly conduct and was sentenced to 4 months in prison, but ended up only serving 3 months. And in 2016, he violated his probation and went back to jail for a couple of days. And in 2017, he starred in the TV series Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell on Adult Swim. And recently, in July 2019, Dustin Diamond was a victim of a death hoax that spreads on Facebook. The page that was created to honor Dustin got almost 1 million likes. People believe...
Now see that is what makes me have hope for his career. When people thought he was dead, they rushed to go to his memorial page on Facebook. Almost 1 million likes for your memorial page on Facebook. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think we can work it out with some of the other Saved by the Bell people. Maybe we can get him back into, the franchise. Like they find out that, Screech didn't get enough college credits to graduate. She's got to go back to college. They call it Saved by the Bell. Screech goes back to college.
I believe the page was real because in the About section of the Facebook page it read, at about 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, July 25, 2019, our beloved actor Dustin Diamond passed away. Dustin Diamond was born on January 7, 1977 in San Jose. He will be missed but not forgotten. Please show your sympathy and condolences by commenting on and liking this page. Hundreds of fans immediately started writing.
Seemed like a perfect place for a Saved by the Bell joke. We honor Dustin Diamond, who was not Saved by the Bell.
Messages of condolences on the Facebook page, and on July 26, the actor's reps officially confirmed that Dustin Diamond was not dead. His rep said he joins the long list of celebrities who have been victimized by this hoax. He's still alive and well. Stop believing what you see on the internet. And if you want to keep up with Dustin, you can follow him on Instagram at Dustin Diamond Official and Twitter at Dustin Diamond. We wish nothing but the best for Dustin. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram,
I looked for
Facebook.
him on Twitter. I couldn't find him.
Make sure to push that subscribe button so you can find out whatever happened to all your favorites.
To the Dustin Diamond Twitter page, at Dustin Diamond. Is there anything there? Last tweet was February of 2019. He retweeted DJ Sinister Country Fried Mix a lot in early 2019. Nothing since then. Shame. Maybe I'll try to get a hold of him on Instagram. Let him know that I resurrected his career tonight. So wait, tomorrow, you're going to wake up, you're going to hear all about Dustin Diamond, and then people are going to be like, why the fuck is Dustin Diamond trending? What's up with that? But you'll know. You'll know. There was the power of the resurrection. They brought back Dustin Diamond's career. And his star turn is Screech, mall cop. Saved by the Bell, Screech, mall cop. And terrorists take over the mall. Fuck. To milk that franchise for everything. All it's worth. More Saved by the Bell movies. That's what we need. Featuring Screech. Develop that character some more. Maybe Screech has a sex tape. I don't know. I'm out of ideas for Dustin Diamond. If that don't work, then I guess my powers of resurrection and performing miracles and bringing things back from the dead are greatly overblown. I don't know. That'd be a shame. Coming up next segment, we're going to talk about Dale Brown and Detroit threat management for those who wonder what an alternative to the current violent policing would be. Well, I'll show you a video you may not have seen before. That's what we do here. All kinds of shit. Comedy, information, entertainment, deep, philosophical, insightful thoughts and musings, jokes about banging your mom, all that stuff. That's right, bitch. More of it coming up. Stoner Jesus Show Live, Chapter 3, Verse 30. Check us out at stonerjesus.net, bitch.
The Stoner Jesus Show on CannabisRadio.com.
Oh, let the marijuana llama tell you something now about a game for your phone gonna make you say, wow! The game's about the game of growing cannabis for cash. Grow the seed, sell the bud, put the savings in the stash. Little by little, your empire grows large. Put the big celebrities inside your entourage. You can choose to play with Snoop or me or Cheech and Chong, Cypress Hill, Willie Nelson, Wiz Khalifa with a bong. The name of the game is Hemp Inc., that's the point. Download and play while you light yourself a joint. The business of cannabis should be no crime. Hemp Inc. is even hot-proofed by the man who run High Times. Oh yeah? Get it on Android and iOS today. Marijuana llama out. Got to tend to me own crops, you know. Money don't make itself. Hemp Inc.
The smoke is rising, and the next crop of podcasts devoted to cannabis providers and enthusiasts are ready to be harvested. Welcome to the Cannabis Radio Network, founded by respected rainmakers who have been producing award-winning podcasts for over a decade. Industry headlines, business updates, medical reports, marketing, and e-commerce education rolled up perfectly for your consumption. Let's grow together. The Cannabis Radio Network. CannabisRadio.com. Get informed, get inspired, and get connected on NCIA's Cannabis Industry Voice. Mondays on demand, only on CannabisRadio.com.
Tommy Chong is ready to cut through the smoke and change the tone of Tilk Radio.
Hey, this is Tommy Chong. This is Ray Dawn on the other mic.
Yes, the eldest. It was
and
awesome.
we saw, it was called Dying to Know.
It's a love story between Ram Dass and Tim Leary.
Yeah, the gay Jew and Tim.
But he wasn't gay when he was a professor. He didn't know.
That must have been a shock to his wife.
The one time he, met a vagina.
The Tommy Chong Podcast, only on CannabisRadio.com.
Welcome to my world. The following CannabisRadio.com program contains explicit language and content that can be considered graphic and offensive. This program is not suitable for all audiences, and the opinions expressed do not reflect those of CannabisRadio.com, its staff, management, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah. Stoner Jesus Show, Chapter 3, Verse 30. Doing it live on Twitter and Periscope at Stoner Jesus 420. We're also on Twitch and Facebook. StonerJesus.net for all information on the show. Make sure you follow us on Periscope. At Stoner Jesus 420. Now, Before we get about this bitch, a lot of talk on this show, but everywhere, of course, about police brutality, the unrest in the United States currently, and the movement to defund the police, scale back the police, make the police less violent, less overall threatening, whatever it is. There's a lot of people who can't get their head around the notion of what life would be like without the current situation. You say, oh, well, you're going to call if something goes wrong. Well, the fact is, you call the cops, there's a good chance that there's a really good chance they're not going to come, they're not going to come in time, they're going to come after everything is over to make a report, as opposed to actually stopping a crime. Many crimes go unsolved. Many crimes aren't investigated properly, and then you add on to that the fact that innocent people, unarmed people, die in their own homes, in the streets, wherever they are. And people wonder, well, there's got to be something else. But what else could there be? Now, see, conservatives will say, well, you don't have police, and you have crackheads breaking your house, and it'll be chaos and all that. But there's alternatives to having a large, violent, ineffective police force. One of those alternatives is Detroit Threat Management. Detroit Threat Management has been around a long time. You go search on YouTube. There's tons of videos going back 10, 11, 12 years. Dale Brown, who runs it, who shows people non-violent ways to de-escalate situations and provide security for their neighborhoods and their homes without the need for police who may come in and kill them at any time. So this is a show that Dale Brown was on, and it's like 11 and a half minutes. I don't know if I'm going to play the whole thing, but I'm going to play at least some of it to give you an idea. It's from FEE, the Freedom of the Foundation of Economic Education, I think it is. In any case, you can find it on YouTube. It's called Mind Your Business Number 3, Public Safety. It's a show about Dale Brown. They talk some with Dale Brown. He tells you a little bit about Detroit Threat Management. At least they'll give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Then you do further research if you just search Detroit Threat Management. They have their own website and a lot of videos on YouTube, as I said. So let's check it out.
Poverty, racial strife, corruption, murder, bankruptcy. Few cities have experienced such a tragic fall from grace than Detroit. The city once known as the Paris of the West. At some of its lowest points, Detroit's violent crime was compared to drug cartel havens like Caracas and war zones like Fallujah. Yet, from the wreckage, a change has finally come. Detroit has morphed into a breeding ground for people doing things differently. Enter Dale Brown, a man who believes there exists no better city than his own to try a bold new experiment. It's called Detroit Threat Management, and it starts with the idea that violence only leads to more violence. Recognizing the failure of the local government to keep the most vulnerable safe from harm, he's created a controversial alternative that rejects dependency on law enforcement for public safety. What's more, Dale doesn't even believe safety is the police's job. I'm Andrew Heaton, and this is Fee's Mind Your Business.
I think a lot of people, if they were trying to make a community safe, would distill this into there are good guys and bad guys, we're the good guys, and what we need to use is overwhelming force to stop the bad guys. And I don't get that impression from you. I get the impression you're specifically trying to avoid that. So how did you arrive at a non-violent focus?
Well, the way I came to a non-violent focus from what I call ultra-violence, which is I believed as an airborne pest, airborne paratrooper, a martial artist my whole life, a firearms instructor, firearms enthusiast, I believed in violence of action. I believed that the most violent person in the room is the winner. And what I found out was the more I prepared for violence, the more I thought about violence, subconsciously, the more I created a violence path. So I created this by having an idea that you should have a school, a place to train yourself and your family, to protect yourself and your family. Then I had an idea that you shouldn't be raped, robbed, or killed in your homes. So I took students and I asked them to protect people. And I said, listen, if you'll protect people, I'll get you training for free. So people that were my students agreed to train in exchange for protecting an East Side community.
All right, I know what you're thinking. The concept of private security may sound like science fiction from a RoboCop movie, but it's actually a regular part of American life. Mall cops, bodyguards, home burglar alarm companies, and campus security are all private security people or businesses hired for additional protection beyond that of a public police force. A famous example of private security is the Pinkerton Detective Agency. Established in the 1860s, it rose to prominence after allegedly foiling an assassination attempt on Abe Lincoln, though as you may recall, there turned out to be another more successful assassination attempt. Established even earlier is the San Francisco Patrol Special Police, a group of private citizens authorized to sell their police services to clients. Again, not the guys from RoboCop. Okay, take it away, guys.
It turns out that when you stop home invasions from occurring, when you stop rape, robbery, and killings from taking place, the building owners get wealthier. And the reason why they get wealthier is because it turns out families like to live places where there's no rape, robbery, or killing.
You're not coming in with like guns pointed out, you know.
We never did that. And the reason I got rid of firearms in 2017, January 1, I realized many years ago, and I'm a firearms enthusiast, a firearms instructor, NRA certified firearms instructor with five disciplines, it's just not necessary for safety.
Let's say there's a violent gang with a lot of people. Would you just walk up and talk to them?
Absolutely. So quick that what I do is I offset their ability to believe that I fear them, because I don't fear them. And the fact that I don't fear them causes them to feel a sense of fear. To offset that fear, I create a good positive communication with them.
You're trying to elevate them to a level of positive discourse and good decisions?
Right. What I do is I build a path for them to believe what's best for them, because this area is not good for whatever their thought process was. As long as they believe in you, as long as they know you're serious, they'll choose somewhere else.
Let's say I came in and I had kind of a bully complex where I wanted to go out and be able to push people around. And I was real gung-ho to do that.
Anybody who likes to shoot people, beat people up, practice killing people, any of those kinds of things, they can't work here. They can't be a part of the organization. That's why altruism is something that we verify. You have to believe the mission is more important than money.
You said you have to be focused on the mission rather than the money. What is your mission?
To make the world a safer place through nonviolence. That is the mission of everyone here. If you say, listen, someone's trying to kill us, me and my family, we're going to protect you for free even if you don't have any money.
Okay.
We also protect people in emergency situations when we're driving down the street.
What kind of training do you offer to your employees? What kind of training do you offer to the community?
Well, it's based on three primary components: psychology, law, and skill. And I'd love to show you more personally. Everything we teach falls under ECI, escape, control, and mobilization. There's no fighting. This is not a fighting school, it's a survival school. The least amount of force to achieve the objective. For example, you grab my wrist, I'm like, sir, please don't grab me. Okay, sir, please. All right, please.
It's like a very violent tango. Can you show me how to do that very slowly? You showed me how to break free, so
yep. I'm here, and now watch this. You can just literally step under my arm,
step under
with your shoulder, and hold this down to your chest, and then stand up. And then all you just keep this here so I can't move around, and pull your hand down. Ah! Yeah, I can't do anything. All you do is keep your shoulder under there, and I can't get around. And if I try to get around, all you do is pull down more in my hand. Yeah!
Yeah. Okay. I will practice that with my roommates if they're up to it.
Someone has a gun. Now, put the gun up.
Okay.
And you're gonna pull the trigger if I move.
This is, of course, a replica gun.
No, this is real. Yes, it's a
I appreciate
replica.
your trust. Thank you.
Pull the trigger. Okay. Now, so we know we're gonna hear clicking sound if you actually pull the trigger. Say, don't move, but if I move, you're gonna pull the trigger.
Okay.
Say, don't move.
Don't move. Shot the flag.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now watch this. Biomechanics again. Push the gun towards me. Push hard. 2 hands. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Either way, I'm going to shoot the cameraman.
1 finger can control this gun. 2 fingers can redirect it against your will. All right, so why don't we go over here right now so you can meet some of the guys and go out in the field and actually see how we protect the communities.
Great. Okay.
Right this way, please.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, this is 121 JAG.
Hey, I'm Andrew. Nice to meet you, JAG.
And 0118 CWC.
Hey, Andrew. Nice to meet you.
Okay, and at this time, if you'd like, these gentlemen can take you out into the field so you can see how we protect communities here in Detroit.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. You go right this way, sir, for the right wall.
We're here to do something different than police. Mm-hmm. Police are there for law enforcement.
Right.
They show up after the crime has happened. Our goal is to prevent the crime from happening.
So what is your background? What did you do before signing up for this?
So my job prior to this was I was a mortgage banker for 2 years at Quicken Loans.
Those are slightly different.
Yes.
Being in the Marine, so you went from Marine Corps to a mortgage broker?
Yes.
And then you went I want to work in the private sector, but I like protecting people. This is Victoria Park.
Victoria Park.
Is this a private neighborhood that's contracted you guys, or there's some people inside of the neighborhood that have contracted you?
So this is actually a private community. This one entry, one exit. And they actually contracted us to be their security due to the fact that last security agents were not doing an effective job of keeping criminals out of the area.
What kind of crime was happening here before you guys stepped down?
Small burglaries, like cars being ransacked or tires being taken. Things they can, probably jump over the fence really quickly, grab, and then leave back over.
You're like what, 7'12" or something? You're a tall guy, and I've seen you in your full gear, and it's an intimidating. I mean, I would have been polite to you anyway, but now I'm polite and fear you.
If you're not a criminal, you're just going to be, intrigued about why I'm dressed the way I am. You're going to have a few questions and want to talk. Criminals, when they see us, we get a different reaction. You get more of a pause, let me take a step back and reassess what my initial plan was.
Are there any regulations in place that make it difficult for you to run your business or to protect people?
When an entity like the state or federal government enters into the picture, they tend to not understand high performance conditions that exist between a consumer and a service provider. We're the only performance-based organization in protective service in the world. We don't care about how old you are, how long you've been here. What we care about is your performance. So on a football team, you make first string because you're the best player.
And as somebody that's a bystander consumer that's just walking around the street, that would benefit me, or at least my neighbor paying for it.
Exactly.
So
what you want are the best people for the position. I lose probably $250,000 a year just on paying state and federal unemployment because I keep terminating people. Each employee costs approximately $18,000 a year between the two. That's only one time in life. So if you keep the employee, you never have to pay it again. So if I would just leave an employee online, if I'd let them stay employed regardless of their employment ability, right? If I would just leave them without terminating, without having a higher turnover, I would save $250,000 a year.
But you would have lower quality results.
Correct.
And potentially put people in a dangerous situation because
Absolutely.
You wouldn't be removing problematic employees. I think right now it's very popular to have a very strong opinion about something because you heard of it one time.
Or 1,000 times. I mean,
Yeah.
the greatest thing right now is, we should all own our own business. Really? Really? You should own your own business. Have you thought that through? You need to do it for the right reason.
Yeah.
And the right reason is excellence. You want to be excellent at something. So pick something and be excellent at that, but understand, it has nothing to do with ego. It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with being in charge.
So there you go. You can check out more on Detroit Threat Management online, on their website, Google, all that stuff. Again, the consumer performance-based approach that works in every other area of life can work in home safety protection as well. And just because the state has a monopoly on force and gives police officers and law enforcement pretty much, as I said, carte blanche to do whatever they want, that doesn't seem to be working. They really need to start looking at alternatives, and Detroit Threat Management would be one of those alternatives. As I said, go check it out on the interwebs. Search Detroit Threat Management. Thanks everybody for checking out the show. Chapter 3, verse 30. StonerJesus.net for all information on the show. Make sure you follow us. OnlyFans.com/StonerJesus. A lot of stuff going on. Thanks for watching and listening tonight. Spreading the word about StonerJesus.net. As always, peace, bitches.
Thank you.